Hello, hello everyone. How's everyone doing? What's happening, Nico? Daniel, how's it going? Yeah, we're just going to bring up equities in a wee second. I was just closing out the session in treasuries to see if we could get a pop here or not, but we've been in this range here for the last hour. So, how's everyone's trading been? Yeah, I see we've basically taken the whole regain right now in equities. Avi, how's it going? Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, I think we might switch to equities a lot sooner than I was thinking, to be honest. Yeah, we'll just do that. You guys will be bored at your marbles watching this. So I see we've just effectively taken back the whole pump that we had. I mean, we had that ridiculous bid, and then we've just now basically reclaimed the whole setup. Slightly concerning for the bid, right? Yeah, I'm good, my friend. Very good. Pretty chilled day, to be honest. I think I've literally traded the whole session and took three ticks. Three ticks on the 10 year. So not too bad though, but it's it's like 15 contracts though, so it's not too bad. Nice to see my levels are holding here. What a move! Definitely see the volatility's picking up. I've not really checked ES that much today. I'm just going to bring this up. So it's interesting that we drew up the basically the POC in range, and the markets literally went right to it, and then we've just consolidated and then dumped off. Exactly. Green is green, man. Green is green. To be fair though, 3-4 ticks is like with some size on treasuries is like it's great. When you're trading like 10, 15 contracts on the 10 year, you only need 3-4 ticks a day. Okay, so are we going to? I mean, there's still a lot of the session left. We've got these singles here. I mean, look at this basically low volume nodes right here. You know, so sort of in this kind of range that we need to fill out. We've not really traded. We left singles here, traded it a little bit here and here. So the market's not liking here. And then we stopped at this higher volume node, and this is then out of value for the month. But interesting that we've completely instantly rejected this higher volume node, right? So a setup's probably going to be, I mean, we could, but I don't think we're going to get as low down as this. If we do get a way down here, I'll just draw this in. If we do get a way down to this level, which I highly doubt in this session, to be honest, if we do get down here, it would be a fantastic reversal. But then right now, if we put this into a single profile, we've essentially broke here um, just after the initial balance. We've then consolidated around, couldn't reclaim, sold off, and now it looks like we're still one time framing right now. Um, so it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of hours. And pretty much NQ will be somewhat similar to this, right? So for the bid, I need to try and reclaim this level. We've got quite a lot of value built up in here. Slightly concerning for the buyers that this area now is been left with some size. Let's check the delta for today. So delta for today is negative 8k. So we have some size coming in, so some fresh positions, which is interesting. It's not like the bid's just been pulled on the way down, which would give a better sign of a reversal. Hi Vic, how's it going? Yep. So we are trying right now. The whole market is ticking up. There's NQ. I think what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start introducing you guys into. I use tick strike when I'm trading. I just don't have it in the live stream because the constant ticking that's there. But it's really good if you're trading. If you guys are trading equities, which pretty much you all are, it's good to have out the big six and maybe the tick or the advanced decline, some market internals. So I think we'll maybe start including that in some of the streams. I use it for markets that I don't watch as well. I'll get rid of these lines and see. So currently, as we looked at on market profile, the buyers need to try and reclaim this area. To be honest, but it's looking relatively bleak at the moment. And ultimately, for a reversal, I think I would be maybe looking to short. Depending on when we get back to this level, the 72s, if we can see some absorption, we'll potentially see if the market's going to continue down there. But quite a volatile way to start the week. I mean, we did have the data prints that come out. Normally a Monday's a complete balance day. So good question. Um, I would say anything between. I think when you start to get to the 10k mark, you're kind of one-sided, and when it's an absolute one-way street, you're looking at 20k delta, right? And basically, just so you're aware, delta measures the difference between aggressive buyers and sellers, and the word aggressive is to denote market orders. Wow, some size come in there. Um, so if effectively negative 6k or 6.5k here, it was negative 8k a minute ago, if I remember correctly, it was. Um, Essentially, out the whole day, there's been negative 8,000 contracts traded on the sell side over the buy side, which is quite a lot, right? Um, Delta just is a good guide to see which side has been more aggressive, because sometimes you can look at this chart here, right? Sometimes Delta could actually be positive on the day right now, but yet we're super negative. And what that means is the bid is just super weak. So it means that in order to get here, it's not been aggressive selling, it's been just the bid's been massively pulled, right? And what I mean by that is the book's actually quite thin today, so that's why we're seeing a lot more volatility. Normally, when you're at like 59s here, say it's 153 prints, that's normally what you're expecting, like 2-3 ticks away from price. So the reason why we're seeing a bit of volatility is because ES is the book's thin. Um, and for example, say there's I'll clear this a little seconds, but say there's 173 here quoted. This has changed. Watch 59 and a halfs, right? And what I mean by pulled is when the market gets here and sellers hit into it, those 172 be pulled. It'll tick down to the next price. Wow. It'll tick down to the next price. And then maybe only 50 will trade. So there's 170 odd or 180 contracts now on the bid. But when price gets there and hits into it, maybe only 50 will trade. So like 130 is pulled. So that's how price can move, because the market can move two ways. It doesn't necessarily need to be super aggressive one way action, you know. And days like today, you don't need it because look how thin the book is. It's going to be bouncing 4 and 5 ticks. So if you do get on a right move today, you should expect to be paid. NQ is doing its normal, but yes, it's pretty thin. You know, someone could come in right now and probably drop 200 contracts like we'd seen, and you're probably going to tick down quite a lot. But good question, mate. Hopefully that makes some sense. And terms of just individual size, I would probably say in a single clip, you're looking at probably anything above 200, but these are aggregated at each price at the moment. So you can see 6 traded. I'll clear it so it's easier to see. So you can see how they're aggregating and people are absorbing and buying. So there's 49 executed into the next price, it's then ticked up. There's someone holding here, 77 executed, nothing is trading. So you can see the market's just cutting through prices. This is a volatile day, especially for a Monday as well. It's pretty wild. Ridiculous news week this week, guys. I mean, there's pretty much data every day today. Sorry, this week. So what do we think? What's the general consensus? Um, are you guys looking to take a reversal back somewhere into this mean up here, right? Where the sort of, as we discussed, where the sort of monthly POC is? Do you think we're too far gone for that? Do you think sellers have got more action to go back down and retest Friday's lows? What are we thinking? Because in order for buyers to at least somewhat remain control, I mean, we first need to break here. We need to break 74s. Is that right? Let's draw a line because that's quite an important level. Let's see how the market reacts because there'll be some stops on there. Um, so 74 is going to be an important level, roughly. What is the exact price? Because we want to see the stops that'll be triggered. Yeah, maybe go for here. So if NQ's bidding, so if we do break here, we should see a little mini stop run, and then we may tick back. Yeah, so we traded out some volume down here, but notice how like we've really dumped down here. I mean, there's nothing traded at these prices, right? It's really rejected through this level. I mean, look, this is crazy. You don't really see ES on this. It's a really volatile day. It's just not a lot is trading through prices. So you just need to be aware of that, guys. You know, the DOM is providing you that information to see. Oh, did I just miss that? I just missed the pop. No, I missed the stop run. No, that was annoying. So the premise of that was where we drew a line there, right? If the market does break there and then it pops, notice how someone is effectively already stacking the retest area. And as you guys know, the fact that we spent and traded some volume down here, but if we went right down to the previous day's open as well, and this is the 2x the initial balance low. We've just taken this little mini stop, so we'll draw a line here, but this is essentially where the stop run was, which is where our line is. So right now we're in no man's land, completely untraded area for the day. Are we going to reject it after the stop runs? So essentially the pop up here, you would have had all the sellers would have had to cover, right? Because ultimately people that are selling here, they would have covered here at this area here, right? Because they need to be. Oh, I mean, you would have a rough day if you didn't cover here. You then turn into, you need to be taking out loads of hopium if price gets back up here, because this is now a completely different position, and buyers are now trying to stack the bid. So important level, because we've not really traded out here today. So we'll probably see one of two things. If buyers start getting aggressive here, we should sweep around, because if we look at here, see that just such a lack of volume at this area, like here. The market's hit here, then just blasted through it. So let's see if the market's going to reject or push right through it again. Yeah, nice. Nicely done, Barbarian. Nicely done. Right, so key point right now, to be honest, for the buyers, if they can take this here, you'd want to see them. You want to see some size come in, and if they can reclaim this level, um, I don't know, but you know what ES is like though. It's just so, it just mean reverts so much. So let's see if they can push through this, or are we going to see a rejection? Yeah, yeah. You need oh, I don't know. NQ's mental pair, man, or product. Right, let's see if we can. What we're gonna do when you come up here. There is a large order been carried out here before with some size. So typically when price revisits them in the past, they tend to have a little bit of a rejection. But buyers are really trying at the moment. We're seeing a little bit of size come in. Look at that, and we're stacking. There's 500 showing on 69 a quarter. It's been pulled. They're absorbing here. It's 500 absorbed. There we go. We're just taking the next price. There we go. So we should be blasting through this because it's an untraded area. Let's see if they can. Yeah, I see they're just refreshing as well. Wow. Look at that. The bid just get pulled massively there. Really difficult moves. So I don't have VWAP on the chart, but I have the VWAP bands. So you can, I mean, I can pretty much say that what VWAP is going to be somewhere here. You know, I've just got enough lines in my chart that VWAP. I never really take VWAP trades on their own, but VWAP is somewhat going to be in this range, right? Whereby because it's just in the middle of the standard deviation bands. I pay more attention to standard deviation bands than I do VWAP itself, just because the deviation bands let me know if it's how out of whack we are. The Russell's lagging a little bit. But what positions did you guys take today if you've taken any trades? So this is a key level here right now. So they need to try and reclaim, this breakout area, but this has been the first retest though of this area, to be honest. And NQ is ticking down, so if it can continue with some size, key important part right now. It's 270 delta here. What do you guys think? Do you think we're going to go back into value for the day? Do you think we're going to manage to reclaim this and finish back in where we started for another almighty, take all the money to the downside, catch the reversal, end where we started? Do you think that's what we're going to do? 5290. What did you say it was? 5290. Yeah. So I was right. It's up here. So yeah, it's pretty much just in the middle of the band, right? So it would be like here. That's what I was thinking. Around about this area. So we are rejecting right now with some negative delta coming in. If they do take this out, this should be going. NQ is trying. Have you guys got any open positions, or have you just been watching so far today? What's all been happening? If you'd not like to stream for me, make sure and do that. It's much appreciated. Hit the likey button. It goes without saying, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Takes you two seconds of your time, but means a lot to me. So I'd appreciate if you could do that for me. Yeah, so effectively two main things are going to happen here. You're going to have your retest of VWAP, as you've said, Barbarian, uh, and then we try and tackle this area that's been the sort of other volume traded, or we just simply reject and go back. But Mondays typically tend to be quite balanced days. Well, when I say balanced days, I mean they tend to end in a rough balance. We're currently trading out this area that we've marked out for ourselves. We've still not reclaimed the breakout area here. But let me know if you guys are trading your personal accounts. Are you trading prop? What are you guys doing? And if so, what platform are you guys using? Are you all using Sierra? What are you trading, Daniel? Are you trading your personal account? Not really too much happening here, is there? You know, we need a wee bit of fall through with some size. Whatever which way we're going to happen here, I think if we do reclaim, we're going to need to see some short liquidation soon. This is like the last ditch attempt. I mean, ultimately, if buyers do manage to get back up here, we're going to see tons of shorts having to cover, and then you've got the domino effect, of course, of it pushing the market up. But this is a key level, right? This is the first time we've retested sort of one of the only traded out areas of today's regular trading hours. So important part. That's it. I've never actually even looked at Atis before. I've heard a few people say it's pretty good. How is the order flow tools and stuff on it? I've just been on Sierra for so long now that it's, you know, you just get accustomed to it, right? And you know yourself, if you've spent years on a platform, just something so similar to like how to open a trade, flat key, you know, how to clear the DOMs. I know you can probably set hotkeys and stuff on all other platforms, but some of them don't have it. I know some of the the newer platforms that are put out don't even have hotkeys. It's madness. I couldn't I couldn't trade without hotkeys. I've got hotkeys for um I can hover around the price and I press a hotkey and it puts my stops or targets to the price. I don't even need to touch the DOM. I've also got a flatten key, which is the most original, which is just Control F, you know, for flatten. And then of course I've got a hotkey to recenter the DOMs, which is quite handy. Okay, I was expecting us to have a little bit more oomph through this level, which is making it look more appealing um, for shorts at the moment, but we'll need to see. Buyers should be aggressively hitting through these levels, and if NQ can tick down some more, I think if we do take out 71s and a halves here, but you'd expect the market to blow through this level. I mean, I suppose it kind of is, but hey, buddy, how's it going? How's it going, John? M30 close, target VWAP. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. If we do get above this, if we do get above here, right, which is pretty much where VWAP is. So VWAP is going to be holding the high here. So I reckon if we do get here, we'll see shorts have to cover, and then you've got VWAP to protect, but then you'll probably do that wick above VWAP, and then potentially consolidate around here. But I was saying that buyers should be cracking through this level here. How's it going, John? What's happening? Oh, this is completely off topic, but I got these. I got them off Amazon the other day. Um, I got stress balls. I'm not one of these dudes that like meditates and does all that sort of stuff. It's not really my thing. Um, but I found it quite good for trading. To be honest, where I don't know, keeps me focused a little bit more. Just when I use a stress ball, and I'm the furthest away dude from that whole mind over matter type stuff. I just believe in just I believe in just showing up and basically doing the work and get yourself better every day, but not really into that. But it helps. Seems to stop fidgeting and stop a little bit of impulse, which is good. Short sell today in ES till 0.5 IB. Oh, so you took a sell in ES to half of initial balance. So we're now hugging the initial balance extension. There's just not a lot of. I mean, come on, pick a direction, ES, with some oomph. See that though? Like, there's not been a whole amount of buying coming in here. Like, it's a little, but nothing really writing home about. If sellers want to start, it looks like sellers are just absorbing at the moment. If they start getting a little bit aggressive, then we can come back down here. Nice. Nicely done, John boy. Nicely done. Okay. Look at that. Five ticks pulled. When you watch the DOM and you see how, if you're trading ES, right, just as the word of warning here, when it's like, 30, 40, like 40 bids, 50 offered, and it's across like three prices, normally ES is this thick down here. You need to have your stops a little bit wider, in my opinion. Like this, 23 bids, 63 offered. You know, did the market just sneeze or something there? It stopped for a second. The reason why I'm saying you need a slightly wider stop, I don't mean much. I mean like maybe 10 ticks extra, because you can be 5 ticks offside and blink in ES when it's like this. Okay, buyers just took that whole amount that was flashed here. Okay, let's see if they can push through. 211 absorbed on the bids. NQ needs to go for this to try and break, and then next target is 78 and a quarters with this 100 lots printed. And then we've managed to do the whole reclaim. If we manage to pop here, important level. And that's what I'm meaning with your wider stops. It's just tick down 5 ticks like that. You know, it's very hard. If you were looking to buy that for the pop up here, now you're 6 ticks off. You know, when the market's like this thick, you can have 10 ticks as a stop. Sellers should be taking this out. But yeah, looking likely at the moment we're just going to consolidate around here. And then next target's VWAP, which Nico was saying. Nico's call is on point at the moment. The Dow and the Russell are ticking down here. And this is the trouble with this is, as I know I'm saying this, but because the market is volatile today, if sellers start getting aggressive here and the bid gets pulled, this, like, we will be back down here pretty quickly. And then Q is going to one that's going to give us the initial guidance as to where it's going to go. Hey John, so VWAP, or volume weighted average price, is exactly that. It's just an average price for how much volume has been carried out for that day. It's meant to be seen as like a level um, that large institutions would try and execute a lot of size at. And it's meant to be when you get, 4 or 5 standard deviations away from VWAP, it's meant to revert to the mean. Doesn't always happen, but I just like to know where standard, in terms of standard deviations, where we are for the day. Because, like anything, when the market gets too far away from an average, um, it tends to pull back. It's just how it is. Either by people getting another reversal or profit taking. And then typically when that happens, you have people that have missed the move originally, they steam in short in this case, and then they have to cover, and get out of the longs, and then you've new people taking longs and people taking profit on the shorts. That's pretty much what causes a reversal, right? Especially like these ones, as I've said, you've got people that are taking profits down here, okay, and then you'll have the market making firms that will start flipping and working the bid. All of the people, and this is not necessarily just retail that does this, but institutions that miss the short, they'll steam in, they need to cover, and then you have, fresh buying coming in, and before you know it, you're back up here, and then this is now not broke, so you're going to have some profit taking on the longs, and then people that bought here, you know, thinking that we're going to pop, they are now going to need to cover pretty soon. So we're ticking down across the board. So it's not great here, that for buyers anyway, that there's not a lot of negative delta, and this is going down, which means it's not really a huge amount of selling, right? It's more just the bid being pulled. So if sellers do start getting quite aggressive with some size here, the thing could drop. Hopefully that makes sense, John. That's pretty much the case. Just used as an average for where volume is. I never really take trades off VWAP, hence why I don't have the line in the middle of the chart, to be honest. So until we until we break 70 and 3/4 or we reclaim, we're just currently in balance in this lower volume area, trading it out. And this is where your sort of perception of the day, in my opinion, should be changing a lot. You know, um, if you're thinking, right, this is going to go long, ultimately the market should have taken here and went up, and until it doesn't, then you could be looking for a short. but you need to be cool with being wrong and changing your just how you view each position, right? Because many people would say, this is going to go long, so now it gets here, right? I'll add, and then before you know it, price is down here, and your account's dust. You know, just don't take a managed loss all the time. You know, like if you did buy this, you should be out, and then if price does get back up here, then essentially go for it. But the fact that we've swept through these levels here, nothing was traded. Well, recently. Um, if NQ does go down, then we should see this go down a little bit more here. But nothing too exciting. I think we're probably going to need to wait until the last couple of hours for the market to move. Let's see how NQ reacts at this 20 lot, if there's more behind it. Let's see. Okay, we've really even ticked up off it. Impressive. Without even trading through it. Let's see if we're going to take it all. But yeah, you guys in any positions? Nico, did you take that trade? And what do you guys think? Do you guys think we're going to go to the downside here? Or do you think we're going to reclaim value? Put a H in the chat if you think we're going to go higher, and an L in the chat if you think we're going to go lower. To see what you guys think. This could go here. Yep, it's trying. Think you can go down more. ES is... Wow. ES is absorbing right now. Here we go. Buyers need to hold here. This is an important level right now. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. You just toss a coin, right? We've got no idea what way the market's going. It's just to see what everyone's consensus is. The important part we're at right now, if sellers can get aggressive and hit into the bids at the moment, but NQ is ticking up, which is giving ES a bit of life, same as the Dow and the Russell. So it looks like we're just going to trade out this area right now. I think it's going to go lower. Nice to 64, 60. Yeah, yeah, I think so too. I'd like to see there. We need to crack the 69.5s first, and NQ's. If NQ can hit the bid here down to like 43s, then they should go. So you'd expect some size to be coming in here and just hitting it, but it's not, which is not fantastic. And then the bid has now been stacked. That's not good. That's not good. And then Q's ripping. Let's see if these are pulled or not. If these were there to engineer some buying. Never fantastic if you're short and you start to see them you start to see them print 100 lots at your position. It's never great. If that happens to me, I'm normally like, oh, this is an L. Yeah. I think he's just ripping now. Let's see. Well, looks like the action's not going to happen for the next, probably for the next hour, to be honest. So let me know if you guys have got any other questions. Will you guys be trading NFP this week? I tend to try and avoid it like the plague, to be honest. I'll maybe trade 30, 40 minutes after it, but never at the initial print. So we're now heading back up now to the 76 areas in ES until we break. Um, we need to break like 69.5s or 76. But do you see there like what we were discussing prior with these large firms? These large firms can literally just turn the whole market. I mean, for 1 minute you're looking relatively weak. NQ goes bid, and then they tick this up, and then they just start stacking their bids and start feathering into the offer, and before you know it, you're 20 ticks offside. You know, it's hard price action, man. No follow through because you would be expecting in price to get down here, sellers to step in aggressively, and then you're going to sweep. You know, that's not happened. It's also not happened at the highs. So we've just literally, we're just in this 15, 20 tick range here now, which is not ideal. And whatever which way we do go out now, we should see a little bit of oomph because they're basically trying to, when you trade out enough volume, you either have buyers or sellers win. Whichever one doesn't win has to cover, and then you see an initial pop, which is classic. Let me see. We'll maybe jump to treasuries for a little second just to see how treasuries broke if it did. Let me see. Wow, we have literally not moved. Jeez, oh. Oh man. So we popped up here. Someone's absorbed 3k, and then we're now basically back at POC. Mel's above VWAP here, and we're just trading a couple of weeks ago's value area high. This is normally dead at this time, so just wanted. But this is why I was saying to you guys, you end up doing your arson on in equities, and then if you look at treasuries in that time and it's not really moved, so you could have taken one tick, two ticks, for example. You know, you buy here, out here, so on and so forth. But you would be expecting. I think it's a bit late for treasuries, but when the market's holding highs like this, you'd be expecting this to take a few ticks, and it doesn't aggressively sweep and then revert back like this. But completely different markets, right? Completely different markets, and you get so much more time. So you can see there's 900 here added to the bid, 500 pulled, 475 here added in the 10-year, 490 pulled, but still quite a large size. So just really incomplete balance. again here, and it's pretty balanced here. This is the 30-year bond. You know, it's not really any rule one way, and we've just traded out 103,000 plus contracts at 16 and a half. The amount of block buying that just come in, they've just taken out all of that. So now you would expect to see if the bid can be reloaded here. It's much easier to talk about order flow in this because it's slower. If the bid can, you would expect now the bid to be reloaded. Okay, so you want to see them take this and then reload the bid. But it's good to see that there's been 3k contracts added to this price and then 1k pulled. Still 6k is quite a size. So they've just traded in there and taken that whole amount, and this has then been pulled. And 2k is added to the 5 year. It's got the makings here of a potential breakout, especially on the 30 year. You know, we've ticked up, taken that out, and then reloaded on the bid. I would want to be seeing the 5 year basically take this out and come up here so it's in line. Then I would potentially look to see if we can take this out, stop below the POC, and see if we can take a few ticks. But considering it is a couple of hours before close, you know, Treasuries is not exactly the most moving market. No, so when I say the market goes bid, I'm just mean the market's going buying. What I actually should be really saying, it's not the same. So hitting into the bids is selling, lifting into the offer is buying. I really should be saying, you know, the market goes offered on the way up and then it goes bid on the way down, to be honest with you. But I should just be saying the market